And we're live. Hey everybody, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Today is Tuesday, May 11th, and tonight we're going to talk about something that I have seen come up in conversation only about 1 million times in the past couple weeks. And before we get into the show, we'll wait for folks to filter in per usual. So I'll say hi to some people and just work with you for a minute. San Francisco is here. Hurry up. Bobby loves to thrift. Welcome in. Welcome in. So let me tell you guys something about Pennsylvania. Part of the reason why I'm leaving. We have our heat back on. It is May 11th. And over the weekend, they were calling for snow, and it was in the 40s, and it was sleeting and raining, and it's May. I really am not pleased, but yeah, it was very cold. And today we were very chilly, so we had to turn the heat back on. We were joking around that the Pennsylvania knows we're leaving and is trying to give us the absolute worst spring ever as a final goodbye. But yeah, it's chilly here. Like, my hands are frozen. The heat's on. It's crazy. Anyway, Rhonda Creek is here. Robert's here. Welcome in, Robert. You guys, Robert's one of the moderators. He has a Blue Wrench, a zombie bargain hunter. Make sure you follow his YouTube channel as well. But if you have any questions or whatever, please feel free to bother him. He loves people to bother him. Carrie Berry's mom is here. Welcome in. Rhonda says, finally catching you live. 89 degrees. I would kill. The other day, we had like a very odd, warm day in the middle of all the cold. And I was sitting in the car waiting for Keith to bring down all the shipping. And I had the doors closed, and I didn't turn the engine on or turn the air on. He's like, what are you doing? I had a hoodie on, and I was like, I'm basking in the heat. And he's like, there's no air moving in here. How is this even pleasant? And I'm like, I don't know. It's warm and it's hot. And I'm like a little lizard on a rock. I just want to be hot. I just want to be warm. Bobby loves to thrift. Went by Pittsburgh. The Ben's by Pittsburgh. Up in North for Sales. That's where we used to go. Hi, Amy. Patricia's here. Letitia's here. Darlene. Morgan. I'm in Texas and had to turn my heat back on. Yeah, y'all shouldn't be doing that either. But it is just nuts. I'm just so tired of being cold. Like, I'm perfectly okay with being in a hot car with no air, just in a hoodie, just baking in the heat. Mary McQuaid is here. Welcome in to Mary. So let me see how many people are here, because I don't like to get into the meat until we got a handful of folks here. But do remember that if you ever miss any part of my shows, the live shows, you can always watch the replay when it uploads to YouTube. Uploads is a hard word, apparently. Thrifty Space Queen. And Amy's so excited. Yeah, so are we. We're looking at like July or August, but we're still getting ready now. A lot of it is going to be dependent on things that are out of our control at this point. But as soon as we can leave, we are out of here. So we are doing all of the things, cleaning out the closets, the dressers, the inventory. We're packing everything that we don't use on a daily basis. Like, we're leaving the kitchen and bathroom stuff alone because you use that to eat and get ready every day. But as far as, like, stuff that you don't use every day, all my hippos are packed, you guys. They're in a little vacuum bag. Books, games, stuff like that. We're just getting it all packed up, and we're dumping a lot. We're getting rid of everything and starting over. So lots of trips to Goodwill and those little clothing boxes you dump in. But we're doing it, and we're probably going to be done soon, and then we'll just list and keep busy until it's time to go. Hey, Georgia, welcome in. Lucille. Heidelberg also. I've never been to the Heidelberg Bends, only to the North for Sales. And I used to like them. Well, they hurt my back, and they were kind of annoying in that sense, because I always had to have a stick and dig. But the thrill of the hunt. They were fun. They were fun. Pamela's here. Welcome in. Sunday Fun Day, Pamela. Sam says, I always catch the replay. I thought you were here when Megan was here last week, Sam, but I could be off my rocker. Delilah's Village, welcome in. So we'll go ahead and get into the meat. You guys can watch any part of the show that you miss later. It'll upload to YouTube. And any questions that you have, go ahead and put in the comments as I'm talking. I do literally have a list here of 10 items that we're going to talk about according to the title. I'm pointing, this is a live show, according to the title. But no, I do have 10 things here, so I got a lot to cover. So whilst I'm talking, feel free to put up any questions you have or comments or concerns about what I'm saying. So we're talking about sales being slow. Sales are slow, guys. We have gone from listing 30 plus items a day collectively between the two of us, plus cross-posting, down to 5 a piece. So that's 10 a day on eBay that we're listing new each day. And we're not cross-posting at this time. And we also went from 2,200 listings down to right around 1,800. I can give you the exact amount. And let me just pull it up. We dropped all of our remotes, which we're wholesaling off. And I'm sorry, guys. My brain doesn't like to do 2 things at once. We dropped our remotes, wholesaled those off. We dropped a lot of hard goods, almost all of them, so that we're not having to move them. We kept all of our plush and clothes, obviously. I got rid of our poop. So we went from 2,300 listings, right? We were revving up to 2,500 as the new year came in, and we are down to 1,847 as of right now. Keith's in there listing a little extra today because we noticed how low we were getting, and we were like, woo. So our sales are definitely slower, but I feel like it's because we're listing less and we have less stuff, less listings. I always talk about that. Daily sell-through rate for used clothing is typically 0.5%. So if you have 2,000 listings, you should be selling around 10 a day during good times, not slow times. Slow times are a whole different thing. But normal times, whatever, you should be selling 10 a day. Well, we drop below that. So 8 or 9 a day would be where we should be at. We sent out 8 or 9 today. I can't remember the exact number. Let me look at Instagram. 7 on eBay and 2 on Poshmark. I just remembered. So it was 9. But overall, sales seem to be slowing down for a lot of people. And I think summer slowdown is hitting early this year. Well, I personally, this is my opinion. I am a self-proclaimed expert, but I feel like summer slowdown is probably hitting a little bit earlier than normal. We really can't think of 2020 or 2021 as normal. 2020 was its own weirdness with the shutdown and the COVID first happening before, pre-vaccine, and thrift stores were shut down and a lot of things were different. And as we come out of that, as people get vaccinated, as the world opens up and we start to get back to normal, 2021, you cannot expect it to act the way 2019 did or 2018 or 17, 16, 15, so on and so forth. You cannot expect this year to be like any other year pre-COVID. This is like a new normal. This is like a new thing. So we're almost like a trial run of post-COVID. This is going to be the first summer after the shutdowns, when folks are getting vaccinated, when the world is opening up. So we don't know if summer slowdown still going to be a thing. I don't know. It really is a thing. It always was a thing before. It seems to be coming earlier this year. So I think it is coming a little bit earlier this year. People have spent their stimuluses. People are starting to pay their bills again. The moratoriums on rent and mortgages are coming off. People have to pay their bills. Unemployment is running out. And also, the tax due date got moved from April 15th to May 15th, 17th. It would have been the 15th, but that landed on a Saturday. So you have until the 17th, which is next Monday, to file your taxes if you have not. Don't forget, because Uncle Sam wants his money. But I think that's affecting it as well. So if folks are out of money and all these other things that I already talked about are happening, normally most folks would have gotten their returns by now. But they might be pulling a star and procrastinating and pushing it off to the last minute. So what we might see different from years before is that the summer slowdown starts early in May and sales go way down. But then there's going to be a burst or a group of people that are going to get their returns that filed in May versus filed in April or earlier. And we might see a little uptick in the summer. This might be like the first year where we see maybe in June or July, sales go back up because people are getting their returns. Like I said, I cannot predict what this year is going to do because there's never been a year like it. This is a completely different time and climate, economically, emotionally, politically. The United States has gone through a lot. The world has gone through a lot. So, have I ever thought about listing just Plush and nothing else? I have not thought of doing that simply because I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket, and that pertains to what we're listing as well as where we're listing. I like to be cross-posted. I like to be on multiple platforms, and I like to have a variety of items. I wouldn't want to have all Plush because Plush has times of the year where it goes up and down, and then so do jeans and so do t-shirts. So I like to have a whole variety of items. I think diversifying yourself is the best thing that you can do. Yeah, thrift stores are absolutely going up on prices. Some of them have been closed for a long time, and they need to make that money back. Danny's here. Hi, Danny. How can it be summer? Yeah, I mean, summer slowdown's hitting early. We're turning our heat back on in Pennsylvania. The prices on everything going up can cause stuff to people not to spend their money. Jamie's sick. I hope you feel better. I know you're good enough to play WoW. I heard you playing with Keith last night. Picking on you. So we used to do media on Amazon, but I think it's too much of a headache. I think the way Amazon treats their sellers, I think is terrible. I think their buyers are entitled little snits, even worse than eBay, and that's rude if it's rude. I shop on Amazon as well, so I'll probably talk about myself, but I'm not entitled. I don't open returns and whine and cry and all that nonsense you see. I just think Amazon's way too much of a headache. We used to do Amazon. We used to do cell phones. We used to do a lot of things that we found were not worth the headache or the risk. We're like, just want to live our lives boringly. Little to no headaches. It's nice to just get the wholesale stuff we get and just list and mind our own business and do our own thing. We're very boring hermits. And we don't seek out stress or seek out anything that's going to cause more headache than we feel it's worth, I think. I'm just not a fan of being a seller on Amazon. I like to shop on there. Okay, so that's my talk about sales, why I think they're slow. They're definitely slow. I've heard it from enough people in enough groups. I've seen enough posts. I've talked to enough friends. They're down. So we're going to have the summer slowdown talk a little early this year. We're going to have it in May. So there's a list here in front of me. I've come up with 10 things that you can do when sales are slow that will keep you busy, keep you productive, keep you positive, keep you excited about being a reseller, and help you continue to make sales and maybe even get your sales back up. Let's say you normally sell 20 things a day and now you're selling 10. Very, very, very easy in a situation like that to become discouraged, to want to give up, to just wake up and be like, what's the point? I'm selling half of what I usually sell, or a fourth or less, whatever. When sales go down, it's very, very easy to become discouraged and to think that I just, whatever, throw in the towel. Very easy to happen. And then it's easy to start wasting time. If you're not selling as much, you're not packing up and shipping as much, you're probably feeling like you want to list less. But there are things that you can do with that extra time afforded to you if you are shipping out less and if sales are down. There are things that you can do to continue to keep yourself busy and productive, which will give you a more positive mindset. It's very important to also stay within your routines and your to-do lists. So whatever you do daily on a daily basis for your job as a reseller, when sales are good, is the same exact routine and all the things that you should be doing on a daily basis for your job when sales are bad. You shouldn't change anything except to utilize any extra time afforded to you in a positive way that helps you to stay busy, stay productive, continue to grow, and keep things moving along. It's very easy to take what would say 10 sales normally a day during a summer slowdown and make that 12. You probably aren't going to go back up to what you saw in Q4 or Q1, but you don't have to be at the bottom of the summer slowdown. You can raise them up a little bit. And then keeping your morale high is very important too. Staying in that routine. Again, I cannot say that enough. It bears repeating. Stay in your routines. Continue to do the work. Continue to do the things that you've always done. It's good to continue that because you can lift your sales up a little bit. But also when things pick up again, when things right themselves, you'll have more listings and you'll make even more money. So while sales are slow, you continue to list, let's say 20 a day, but you're only selling, half of what you normally sell. When things are better, you're going to have way more listing than that time last year, and you're going to make more money than last year. The more you have listed, the more you're going to sell. Period. And it's really important to stay on those routines. I keep repeating that, but it's really important. And it's super important to keep yourself busy and productive so you don't start that whole mindset of what's the point? I'm so discouraged. I want to throw in the towel. This is just so disappointing. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I expected. I don't pay attention to any item specifics that are not required. So I do what I want to do in the recommended and I ignore everything else. So if they changed, I haven't noticed. I'm trying to remember. I've been listing jeans for a couple weeks. I haven't noticed anything new. If it's new and it's under the recommended, I haven't paid it anymore. I literally, guys, ignore their recommendations except for what I feel is important, which is like what I've always done. And if it's a new required, I probably would have noticed it, but I'm a listing like a madman. That's how I deal with slow sales. All right, so number one thing you can do to stay productive is to go through your old inventory. And this is something you guys should be doing anyway, and I say it all the time in my What Sold videos when I show you guys things we sold that I found. There's these little gnomes or goblins or whatever that live in eBay, and they eat your listings, and I'm not even kidding. They are distant cousins of the goblins that live in the dryer that eat the socks. They eat your listings. Stuff drops off and falls off all the time. It is a fact. It just is, and it happens. And I do an inventory at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. And even when I do it, say in the spring and then again in the fall, I will still find more items that fell off. It's very frustrating, but it is a fact. Dealing with Glitch Bay and its antiquated 1973 software is just part of what we have to deal with until they decide to join Poshmark and all of the other platforms in 2021 and have a platform that actually works and doesn't glitch out all the time. Boy, that sounded really snotty, but a lot of things have been glitching out for us lately. As far as like trying to do the unsolds, trying to refresh my store. We couldn't even print our bulk scan sheet for 2 weeks. So we just down there while 20 things were scanned at the post office. I like eBay. Lots of eyeballs on the platform. You get a lot more people looking at your stuff than anywhere else, I really feel. But I really don't like the fact that we're all just supposed to, and we do. Just accept the fact that it's normal that 9 out of 10 things are going to glitch every day. But it happens. So you got to go through your inventory. So just bring down a bin, or however you keep it. Most people keep it in these bins over here. You can't see. Most people keep their inventory in bins. Just bring down one a day. Pull each item out. Go to your back end, to your listings. Search for that item. See if it's still listed. If it is, hooray. If it's not, you're going to have to rephotograph it and relist it. But this is a way to stay productive. This is something you should be doing every year, at least once a year, twice a year, to find those items. It gives you stuff to put back up too. So if you need inventory or whatever, you can go through your own inventory and find inventory. We did that at the beginning of the shutdown. Number 2, go through your active listings and double check them. Are your photos the best? Could you maybe change the first photo on some of your listings? You don't have to change all the photos. You can if you want. But the first photo, the one that shows up in the gallery when they search for items, is the most important one. Can you take the background out with photo room? Maybe they look gray. Maybe they look yellow. Just kind of go through them and look at them. Look through all your first photos. Maybe some of them can be brightened up. I have been doing that like a handful at a time each morning when I do our unsolds. And stuff that's been sitting around for 3 and 4 years, the minute I change that background to white, it sells within a week. A lot of the items. So I think it's making all the difference in the world. So double check your photos. Check your titles. Make sure you're using that formula they want you to use. I've talked about it before. I have a video about it. It's eBay's formula for titles or something. You can search the channel. Maybe Robert can throw the link in. I don't know. You can search for it. It's a really quick video, but it goes through the formula. The formula was told to us at eBay Open by eBay executives. The formula follows what Cassini looks for the ultimate push in searches. So if you have your title in the correct formula, the algorithm will see you and pick you up, and you'll show up higher in searches. That's the theory. That's what we were told. I've been following the formula since 2017 or whatever. So maybe even sooner. That's why I said or whatever. I have no concept at the time. COVID and 2020 messed that up. But we've been doing it for a very long time. It's very simple. It's what it is. Like if it's clothing, it's what it is. Brand, what it is. Gender, size, keywords. Miss Me, jeans, women's, size 25, skinny, low rise, light wash denim. Grab all those keywords in there. Robert Graham, button front shirt, men's size large. Cars, graphic, long sleeve, whatever you want to put for your keywords. Your keywords should be most important to least important. When you're choosing and deciding what's most important to least important, put yourself in a buyer's mind. What do you search for? When you search for jeans, are you more likely to look for skinny, boot cut, and flare? Or are you more likely to look by the wash? So I always put the wash at the end. I feel like that's the least important. And then I put the rise in the middle. With Plush, you can still follow the same formula. It's just instead of size, you're putting in the inches. So you would put Dandy, Easter Bunny, 12-inch plush. Cram your keywords then. Rabbit, spring, green, bow, whatever's going on with the stuffed animal. Put stuffed animal, toy, any holidays that the animal correlates with. And then once your titles are all fixed, you should be seeing more sales as well. So check those photos and check those titles. Make sure that first photo is crisp and clear. Use Photo Room. You can use it for free. They have a paid version that's better. But if you're just changing one photo, just use the free version instead of spending more money. I recommend getting the paid version. It's really cool. We don't have it yet. I'm going to wait till we move. I'm just using it now for the front photo. And then check your titles. Your house back and your money back, Robert. Yeah, the inventory check can be kind of annoying. And thank you for throwing up the link, Robert. But you need to do it. I'm telling you, you could do one every 3 months and you would still find stuff that fell off. It just happens. All right, so number 3, organize. Do you have a good inventory system? Because if you don't, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are wasting time and effort and stressing yourself out when you go to pull items when they sell. I know, because when we first started, we did not have a good inventory system, and we waited entirely too long to decide that we needed one, and I had to spend 3 months not listing and going through our inventory and setting up a system. We had way too many. We had over 1,000 items by the time we realized that we were a hot mess. Sooner rather than later, get a good inventory system in place, whatever works for you. I have a numbered bin system, very similar to Megan's. Robert sorts his animals by like all the Mickey Mouses in one bin, all the Scooby-Doos in another, all the Poos in one. Whatever works for you, just make sure it's organized, concise, it makes sense, and in your listings, in your SKU line, utilize that. That's for you. The buyer never sees the SKU line. Utilize it. Put your location in there. Hey, if something sells, now I know to go to bin B, package 10. There it is. Ta-da! Instead of digging through bin B or not even knowing where something is. Also, I would like to mention, if you do use List Perfectly to cross-post, it does copy over the SKU line to Poshmark. So it'll be on there as well. Not to Mercari. So you have to, when something sells on Mercari, when you take it off of eBay, take note of the SKU line and then write it down somewhere until you pull your shipping the next time. But organize your inventory. You really, really, really need a good system in place. It's going to save you 1,000 million trillion billion minutes of time and stress. I'm telling you. Also, organize your shipping station. If you're stipping, boop, boop, that's where I would edit if this wasn't live. Is your shipping station set up to be streamlined? Can you bring all your stuff in that's sold, set it on a table that is set aside for shipping, even if it's not always just for shipping? You don't have to have a designated table. This is only for shipping. This table right here, I use for measuring my jeans, I use for photographs, and I use for shipping. It's like my ultimate table. I use this table for everything. I put my laptop on it when I'm recording and when I'm doing live shows. But come shipping time, this is my shipping table, and under it are my items they need. So everything is streamlined. So you have to have a designated area. You can use your kitchen table if you need to, and then just wipe it down before dinner. No one cares, right? But have a place where you can take the stuff and then have it streamlined. You can get a cart on wheels like this, and you can have where you put all your labels if you're using an inventory system that uses tags like ours does. We have them separated with padded flats in first class. You can have your thank you cards on here if you use those. Scissors, markers, pens, tape, any poly bags or anything that you're going to need. Most people that do an inventory system store in what they're going to ship in anyway. But if not, you can have a little bag down here. Right there, ready to go. Our tissue paper's under here as well as some padded flats. And everything is streamlined. So we just carry everything down after we find it in our very nice and organized inventory system. And everything is right here. The tissue paper, the bags, and the padded flats are on top of bins. So I keep a couple of bins down here instead of up with our other inventory, just so I have a place and a surface to put those things. It's usually whichever ones I'm working on filling up right now. So if I have a padded flat bin that's not all the way full, one that I just created or I'm starting to fill, that's what stays down here. And then I have a plush one. But you just got to set it up that it works for you. If you have to use your kitchen table, maybe you get a little cart on wheels. This was like $12 at Walmart. And then you just roll your little cart in there and do your thing. So inventory system, organize your shipping area so it's streamlined. Because if you're saving time during shipping, even when sales are really good and you're shipping a whole ton of bunch out, you're still going to save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of time. Time is money. If it takes you 2 hours to do shipping now because you don't have a system or you're not organized, and you get organized and now it takes you an hour, you have a whole hour to photograph or list or go through that inventory you think you never have time to go through, right? So get organized. Organize your death piles. Go through them. A lot of things that sit in death piles for a long time I call the I don't wannas. If you have an I don't wanna pile or a bunch of I don't wannas, find out why you don't wanna. Chances are you're never gonna. Get rid of it. Don't let Star kick me out of the chat. Hey, I'm starting to like Macari. Starting to make some sales over there. Okay, so number 4, catch up on your books. If you're anything like me or Keith or Robert, you're probably usually typically behind on your books. Actually, we're caught up now. Very proud of us. We got 2020 done. We got our quarterlies done on time. And we've been staying on top of them, and we plan to continue that moving forward because a 2-day cram right before tax time every year, and then the fees for not filing quarterly. I just not a fan, but I don't like doing them, and neither does Keith really. But once we did them this year, instead of just being so relieved and then just ignoring them for a year, we're keeping the books up. I mean, if you sit down and do them a couple times a week, it takes 10 minutes. You can put in all of the, you can put in all your receipts and things that you've purchased over the week and just stay on top of them. A lot of people use QuickBooks. I'm more of a fan of the GoDaddy bookkeeping. If you don't have money to pay for something like that, if you're not making enough profit or capital yet, you can create your own spreadsheets. In fact, I think if you go on Casey's channel, Rockstar Flipper, he has a free download that you can get that helps you keep your books organized. Number 5, learn something new. This goes in with the diversifying I was talking about at the beginning. Would I love to sell nothing but plush and jeans? Yes, absolutely. If you could put me in a room with 1,000 pieces of plush and 1,000 pairs of jeans and tell me they would keep replenishing themselves and that's all I ever had to photograph and list ever, I'd be in heaven. But my sales would suffer. You got to diversify. So learn something new. Have you been saying, I'm going to start doing plush? I watch Star and Robert and I see all their plush sales and I'm in the group and I'm excited and I want to start. Do it. Do it. We have a plush guide that's available down below using the link, and that is a really great resource. You can join the Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can watch my YouTube. You can watch Robert's YouTube. You can just educate yourself, but use that spare time to learn it and then start buying it and just jump in. Learn jeans, learn men's shirts. There's all kinds of free ways to learn stuff. You can buy guides, of course, that is the fast track to learning. You can buy a bunch of stuff at low cost of goods and list it and learn that way. That's what we did. You can watch a lot of YouTube. You can join Facebook groups. You can make friends in the reselling community. You can look at the hashtags on Instagram. People who are doing really well with something that use Instagram as part of their business know their hashtags. So go look up the hashtag Flippin' Jeans or eBay sellers and just kind of look at who you can follow on Instagram and see what they're doing. I know that Bill and David, they are Gnome and the Frog. They post a lot of really informational stuff on their Instagram about tennis shoes and jeans. Megan as well. She does like live shipping most days. Most days. I don't want to say every day, but I see her a lot of mornings doing her shipping live, telling us what sold. So there's tons of free ways to learn. So go out there and learn it. If you're shipping less and your sales are down, One, you need to diversify, because if you get more different types of products, you're going to sell more, but you can learn about it first. Number 6 is to cross-post. This goes with diversifying, but in a different way. So not only learning new items or types of items to post, but putting them on a different platform. You can't put all your listings on Mercari or all your listings on eBay or all your listings on Poshmark and expect them to sell. One, you're getting more eyeballs on your items, and I have so many pens. This is crazy. You're getting more eyeballs, but you're also hitting a different market. So different types of people shop on Poshmark than the people that shop on Mercari, than the people who shop on eBay. Of course, there's some of the same types of folks that shop on both, but typically it's going to be different people. So something that maybe won't move on eBay, once you move it over to Poshmark, it might sell really quickly. If you've had something on eBay, a plush that hasn't moved, put it on Mercari, it might sell. So it's super, super important to be cross-posting. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jamie. I appreciate that. Super important to cross-post. You can do this by yourself, one by one, or you can use something like List Perfectly. I really like List Perfectly. Yes, we are an affiliate of theirs. I do have to tell you that by law. But even if I wasn't an affiliate and didn't make a percentage of my referrals, I really like it's an extension. It's not an app or anything like that. It's a Google extension on Chrome that you use. I love it. We've been using it since 2019. I met the founders, Clara and Amanda, at eBay Open back when only like 2 people knew about List Perfectly. Like Katie and Vicky were 2 of the first ones on board, and then they met me and Casey and Jamie. You were there. Sydney was there. Colleen was there. But we had like a little meeting, and I just remember back then Clara and Amanda were just getting started. In fact, they only had one eBay pass, and they had to share it to get in and out of conference to talk to sellers. And now they have like a multi-employee business with tons of resellers using them every day. It's definitely a great story. They really, really worked hard for what they have, but their product is amazing. I do have a video on the channel. If you haven't seen it, I usually talk about it and have it pop up at the end of what sold videos. But it shows you how to use it in under 7 minutes. And if you have, they have different subscriptions, but the premium one, I believe it's called, has the bulk feature. So you can go, let's say you go on eBay, you can select 20 items and tell List Perfectly you want those 20 items to be cross-posted to Mercari and Poshmark, and it pops up 40 tabs. Boom, 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 right across the top, and it copies over the pictures, most of the information, the descriptions, the SKU line on Poshmark, and you just go through it and you can just quickly list them. I can do 20 to Poshmark and Mercari in under like 15 minutes. I will like select them, tell it to start. I'll go use the restroom. I'll grab a soda or a cup of coffee and come back. All my tabs are ready to go. And then it takes me less than 10 minutes just across the board to quickly post. It's definitely worth it. I have in the description box down below, there is a referral link. If you click on that and enter the coupon code flippinhippos, it gets you 30% off your first month. Try it. Try it for 1 month. 30% off, and utilize that bulk feature. Get as much stuff over as you want or can have time for. If you don't love it, cancel it. But you probably will love it, and you'll probably keep it because most of us do. But it doesn't hurt to try it, especially at 30% off. That's my List Perfectly spiel. I love Amanda and Clara. I love the tool. It is an amazing tool. I love everything about it. I had their PR girl on here on an interview, and she's really great too. Everyone's just really nice over there. They have a Facebook group where you can go and ask questions and get things answered very quickly. They have a really good support team on their email. They're really fast when things glitch out. They'll fix it like within a day. Not like eBay. But yeah, that's my spiel. So if you want to try it out, you can get 30% off using Flippin Hippos at checkout. But use my referral link too, if you would. They do keep track of how much business I bring them, and I appreciate it. It will help you too if you cross post. Number 7, list more. What? Sales are down. Why would I list more? I'm not motivated. That's not the right attitude to have. And the right attitude to have is the one that Robert has. The worse sales get, the slower they get, the more you should be listing. If you normally sell 20 a day and list 30 a day, and your sales have dropped in half, double your listing. Double it. Or at least take half of what you normally do and add that in. So if you normally do 20, you should be doing 30 to 40. And I'm not crazy. It works. It will not bring you up to where you should be during a slow period, but it can bring them up a little bit. It's more activity. An active store is a happy store. You guys have heard me say that a million times. The more listings you have, the more you're going to sell. You're casting out a bigger net. It gives you more items to cross-post to other platforms. It keeps you busy. It keeps your death piles from becoming overwhelming. It keeps you productive. It keeps you on your routines, and it keeps the serotonin and all that in your brain convinced that things are normal. If you're sitting around thinking, oh, sales are down and I don't wanna, then you're telling your brain that things suck right now and you're going to lose even more motivation. But if you get up every morning and you say, I still want to work, I'm going to work more, I'm going to work extra, I'm going to list all this stuff, you're telling your brain things are great. And then those chemicals will make you feel good. It keeps you from getting discouraged. It keeps you from getting to where you just don't want to work anymore. You have to do the things that make our brain happy to make you happy. And also, by listing more, you will sell more. So even if you double down your listings to get one extra sale a day, it's one extra sale a day during a time when we're all slow, and that's good. Then when we come out the other end, you're going to sell even more. So let's say you went into Q4 last year with 500 listings and you had a really good Q4. Imagine, if you will, if you double down on your listings while things are slow, you're going to be listing way more than you're selling. So your listings are going to grow and grow and grow and grow. What if you went into Q4 with 1,000 or 1,500? How good would your Q4 be then? Think of it that way. I just find it's very productive to continue listing and just act status quo. Trick your brain so that you stay happy and the chemicals in your brain stay happy, and there's no little niggling voices in your head telling you, you know, you're bad, this is horrible, you suck, you should quit, don't do it, all that stuff. We don't want anyone to feel that way. Number 8, take extra photos. You want to keep your death piles down, keep things moving, keep the routines going. You want to keep taking photographs. Take some extra ones. If you have a day that is really bad and you only ship one item or 2 items, and shipping doesn't take any time at all and you have some extra time there, take some extra photos. Take 10 extra photos. That's 10 extra things you'll be able to list this week that you probably wouldn't have photographed if you were busy and shipping more. So utilize the time productively is what I'm saying. Number 9, start a new stream of income or a gig. So taking the first part of that, starting a new stream of income, you could start a YouTube channel. You could start doing direct sales on your Instagram. Super easy. Here's what you do. You take a picture of something from eBay and you put it on Instagram and you say, hey, I have this really great dandy Memorial Day teddy bear with a USA flag bow on his head. He's 20 inches big. He's available on my eBay store. Or you can buy direct for a discount at blah, blah, blah. and that would be the price. So if something was going to sell on eBay for, say, $30, a big bear, you're not paying the eBay fees and all that when you're selling direct on Instagram. So you can offer them like a 10% discount or even 20%. You can say, buy direct from me here for $27 or for $24 because they're going to be buying direct. You can add shipping if you want. Tell them you're going to charge shipping or it's included. And then you say first come, first serve because you probably only have one of the bears. And then you tell them to email you. They're interested, if they're interested, and then you can invoice them directly through PayPal and do the label and everything. Or you can go to Pirate Ship and do the label if it's cheaper. Sometimes PayPal's cheaper, sometimes Pirate Ship. Usually when I do direct sales, we use Pirate Ship. And then for like big orders like wholesale that we do direct, we will use PayPal because they're the only ones that offer the discount for UPS labels. But either way, you send them the invoice through PayPal. You don't want to do this friends and family because you don't want any issues. So there will be some PayPal fees involved. You send them the invoice. They pay you. You get your label wherever you're going to get it for a discount. Don't ever pay full price. You can get discounts through Pirate Ship and PayPal. And then you ship it to them. Boom, done. But on that original listing, by the way, use your hashtag. Hashtags, use them well. So let's say you do have a big dandy teddy bear for Memorial Day. Use hashtag Memorial Day, hashtag dandy, hashtag teddy bear, hashtag direct sales, hashtag stuffed animal, hashtag plushies, hashtag plush toys. Just start typing stuff and it'll come up with options for you and you can just pick as many as you want, up to 30. And that's how you do direct sales on Instagram. You can do it for shorts, shirts, pants, shoes, plush, coffee mugs, doesn't matter. Take your first photo from eBay, the prettiest one that you're using in the gallery. Make sure you remove that background with photo room so it looks nice and white and bright and pretty and like a stock photo. Tell folks what it is. Tell them what you're charging. Use those hashtags really, really well. And then you invoice them and ship it. I used to post 1 to 2 things a day on Instagram direct sales, and I would sell maybe 3 or 4 a week. I don't do it right now because I don't necessarily have, I'm not even listing but 5 things a day on eBay. Once we get moved and settled in, I'll be doing it again. You don't have to have a huge following. Let me add that. You do not have to have a huge following at all. You can have 3 followers. And if you use the right hashtags, you can reach 3 million people. So don't worry about having a ton of followers or a huge following or any of that. Use those hashtags and you can reach 3, 4, 5 million people if you use the right ones because folks literally go to those hashtags and look through the listings. If they're looking for a teddy bear, they're going to find yours, right? You can also start, this kind of goes under cross-posting as well, but I didn't mention under cross-posting, Facebook Marketplace. You can start putting stuff on there. I did mention starting a YouTube channel. You can start, there's like a lot of different kinds of streams of income out there that you can start. And then, hey, maybe you just start a new gig. Listen, there is no shame in making money in as many different ways from as many different streams of income as you can. If you want to go out and deliver Instacart or drive an Uber or any of these other gigs that allow you to make up your own schedule and your own time and your own hours and work around your reselling business to supplement it or have a different stream of income, more power to you. I don't have that kind of energy, but I think if I did, I would probably do Uber Eats. And just deliver food all day because you get tips and stuff. But there is no shame in making money. If you're an entrepreneur and you work from home and your sales are slow and you need to make up the difference and you don't want to start a YouTube and you're not a social media person, but you don't mind delivering food or whatever, go for it. You don't have to do it forever because those gigs, from what I understand, are just like being your own boss. You work when you want. Instagram is 1,000 million trillion % so important for resellers. One, thank you so much, Crystal. One, it's super important because you can direct sell on it, and you can have literally 0 followers and use the right hashtags and still sell stuff. You can, under starting a new stream of income, if you start doing affiliate links with Amazon or eBay, which are super simple to do, if you have time later and you want to search my channel, I have videos on both Amazon and eBay on how to be an affiliate with them. Super easy and simple. Videos are very short and walks you through it step by step on how to sign up and use the links. You can use your Instagram for your affiliate links. And that one you kind of need followers for, but not really. Hashtags are there for a reason. You'll build up a following as you go. But you can show, these are my labels. I printed them on this thermal printer, and you can get it in Amazon. And you put your link, and you make a little bit of money. It's a different stream of income. And using Instagram for your affiliate links as well as direct sales is super important. But the other side of it is the connections that you make in the reselling community. So all of the wholesale deals and all of the people that we've met and all of the people that we do business with Casey, either Casey or myself has met them through networking. And most of the networking starts before eBay Open. It starts on Instagram. It starts on Facebook. It starts in the community. So if you're a social person and you get an Instagram and you start following all the resellers you know, and using the hashtags that we all use to connect with each other, you'll start to make friends. And then if there ever is another eBay Open in person, you'll meet those people in real life. Or even if you never meet them in real life, there's a ton of people we do business with that we've never even met. We've maybe talked to them on the phone. But you can get business partnerships, you can get wholesale partnerships, you can make connections, you can make lifelong friends. Just really connecting with the community. Instagram is so important because it's really good for your sales and your business, your affiliate links and all that. But I really feel like it's a really good place to connect with the community and make business partnerships and friendships. In my Facebook group, Flippin Hippos Reseller Pod, if you're not a member, you should be. Every Friday, we have a participation thread where everybody puts their Instagram and follows each other. It's kind of like a game train. If you're already on Instagram and you're familiar with the game trains, it's like that, but it's just within our group. And once you start to get to where you followed everyone, then you can just start interacting with them for the engagement on Instagram, and then you start making friends. Thank you, Robert, for that. That's the link to join our group. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Yes. And I'm years into this, and I still look at Megan's hashtags. I still look at Robert's hashtags. I still look at Casey's. And I always see something I am not using. I study hashtags all the time on Instagram, and I still find new stuff. And I'm like, hey, how come I never thought to use that one before? But then people tell me the same. Like, I've looked at your hashtags, and I saw a couple I've never thought of using. And I've made some really great friends. And you can network in Facebook groups too, not just Instagram. But the social media is very important. We're on number 10. Drop your poop. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot. You guys, don't get married to your items. Don't. Do not get attached. That's what Casey likes to tell people. Don't get married to your items. Don't get attached to them. If they're verifiable poop, get rid of them. Now, there's some stuff that's not poop that might have to sit around 4 years, 5 years before it sells, because some stuff that just is. Some stuff is just very long tail. When you're looking at super expensive plush, especially the super expensive collectible plush that's maybe aimed more at adults than children, you're waiting for the one silly goose like me who loves Harley Quinn and would spend the money on it, or World of Warcraft or whatever. Most of those types of people will buy, but they're not going to buy as often as the folks buying the $12 to $20 toys for their kids. So there are some plush that have to sit until the right person who's willing to spend that kind of money comes along. Most clothing takes over 6 months to sell. I've talked about this on the channel, but if you haven't heard me say it before, Keith and I we do a clothing guide every year. We update it. Our first one came out in 2019, and then we update it every year at the beginning of the year. You can get it using the link down below if you're interested. Actually, if you get that one and the Plush guide together, you get a deal. But we do a sell-through rate chart on this guide, and we put the sell-through rate on there for you, whether it's slow, fast, or medium. Majority falls in that medium, which is like 6 to 9 months, and that's by brands and stuff. Your really, really sought after luxury brands, they're going to be fast. Your poop is going to be slow, like over 9 months. But not everything that sits longer than 9 months is poop. Do you see what I'm saying? It kind of depends on the economy. It depends on what's going on in the world, who's spending money. It can kind of fluctuate. But I would say that unless it's something super, 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 super sought after with a really high sell-through rate, clothing's going to take 6 months. Will you have stuff that sells faster than that? Yeah. I've listed poop that sold within a night or two just because the right person was looking for that size of jeans, or maybe they like that brand or that style and they've been waiting for it to come along. But on average, like if you have 2,000 items, you're not going to sell 2,000 items a month. You're going to sell like maybe 1,000 items a month. Most stuff's going to take 6 months plus to sell when it comes to used clothing. That just is a fact. And it is in our spreadsheet sell-through guide that we included with the clothing guide. We've done the research. We've looked at Terapeak. We've looked at Sellhound. We've looked at WorthPoint. We've gone through eBay solds. We've crawled over everything, and we have done our research every time we do those guides. And stuff just takes a while to sell. So you have to find the verifiable poop to get it out of your store. Most times what'll happen as you get seasoned and you become a better seller, you can look at the first things that you sourced, the early stuff, and you can absolutely go, well, I have learned since I became a reseller that Faded Glory is Walmart brand, and that's poop. Get rid of it. I have learned more about Plush and discovered that these Beanie Babies aren't going to send my kids through college, and maybe you want to get rid of them. So a lot of it will come with just time, just being a reseller and just getting that experience under your belt. But some things just aren't going to sell too. Not everything you buy, even if it's great, is going to sell. It's up to you to decide what's poop and what's not, but you've got to get rid of your poop. You cannot be so attached to your items that they're hurting you. Here's what I mean. Here comes a train. Here's what I mean. So you have a click-through rate, and a sell-through rate, and all these things on your back end that Cassini, the algorithm, looks at when it's deciding, or she's deciding, where to place your items in the searches when buyers are looking for something to purchase. And one of those things that she looks at is how desirable your items are, how much activity your store gets, what the click-through rate is, and all kinds of really great mathematical things that are just plugged into this algorithm. And there's a ton of them. It goes like, if your item is new, do you have that title right? Do you have that formula? Do you have great pictures? Do you have a lot of good feedback? Do you sell a lot? Do you list a lot? Do you have a lot of people coming in and out of your store? Do you have a good click-through rate? There's just really a lot that goes into the algorithm, and nobody's exactly sure all of it or exactly how Cassini works. But we figured out most of it. If you're running a sale, that boosts you in the searches. If you have best offer on, it boosts you in the searches. Free shipping gives you a boost in the searches. New listings, a boost. The right formula and the title, a boost. If you're refreshing your store, you get a boost. If you're selling more items and listing more and staying active, you get a boost. We all know that. We've all learned that. If a lot of people are coming into your store and looking at stuff and going away, there's no sell-through. There's no click-through. If that happens over time enough, a lot, Cassini will start to see your items as non-desirable. It tells her, people are coming here to look, but nobody likes enough to buy, so this person's stuff is poop. And it will start to push your listings down in the searches because your listings are non-desirable according to the algorithm. If more people are coming in looking and buying, or at least offering, if you have best offer on, they don't necessarily have to buy, but if they're interested enough to send an offer and you counter, that will help you go back up. So all these items, these poops that I'm telling you not to get married to, those are what are dragging you down. If you have a ton of crap in your store that no one is looking at all, or people are looking at and going away from and clicking off of without bothering to send an offer or buy, your store, your items, your listings are tagged as undesirable, and that's pushed down in the searches. So you want to get rid of that crap so that it doesn't drag you down anymore, and just leave the good stuff. And again, that goes back to number 2. Check your titles and your photos. Make sure things are great. Make sure you guys are manually ending your listings and doing the unsold sell similar every morning. You should be doing this every single day. It should be part of your routine. I shouldn't say every morning. I've talked about this in so many videos. Pick a time of day and do it at the same time of day every single day. And anything that's going to end in the next 24 hours, manually end it and go to your unsolds. Sell similar. You can bulk it right back in, make them new listings so they go up, or you can double check the pictures and the titles and the prices and do them one by one. Doesn't matter. As long as you're selling similar, they're new listings. When they roll over on themselves with that good till canceled, they are seen as stale. So the first month, they're new, up in the searches. 30 days goes by, Cassini says, undesirable, undesirable, not selling, not selling, not selling. If another 30 days goes by, so every time you do that, you're shooting them back up. I've done tons of videos on that if you want to search the channel, going into way more depth about getting rid of the boop and the algorithm and the sell-through rates, and especially those unsolds and selling similar. One of my most popular videos, I think, is called Are You Tricking Cassini? A lot of people like that video, so you can look for that. But yeah, get rid of all that stuff that's dragging you down in the back end, and that way you can have Cassini look at your store, your items, your listings as desirable, as something people want to purchase, so that your stuff gets boosted back up. All right, I'm gonna go over this real quick, recap, and then I'm gonna let you guys go because it's been longer than an hour, believe it or not. So the 10 things to do, you should be doing these all the time anyway, but if you have some spare time, if sales are slow, if you need a little motivation or a little kick in the butt, these are 10 things that you can do to keep productive and keep your sales moving along. Go through your inventory, double check that everything is still listed. Go through your listings, check your photos and your titles. Organize your inventory system, streamline your shipping station, and just get organized all around. Keep up on your books. Learn something new. Crosspost. List more. Take extra photos when you have spare time so you have more stuff to list later. Start a new stream of income, and that can be YouTube, selling direct on Instagram, Facebook, a gig outside of the home. And number 10, get rid of your poop. Get rid of your poop. Say bye to your poop. Don't marry your poop. All right, guys, that is all I have for you tonight. Hopefully you will be able to take something from this and utilize it and help yourself stay motivated and get your sales back up a little bit at least. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave, guys. It really helps the channel. Speaking of algorithms, The thumbs up helps me on YouTube to be seen by more folks, and it helps my videos to get pushed up in searches. So it's kind of like listing and selling similar. So push the thumbs up. Help me and my algorithm on YouTube. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified when new content comes out. You can search my channel for anything I've talked about to see specific videos if you can't find them. Join the Facebook group. Tag me in there. I'll get you the right video. I'll get you in the right direction. Or you can always email me, flippinhipposhelp@gmail.com. I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining me and spending an hour with me and listening to me. I hope I've helped someone, and go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, you guys are the best. I love you guys. Bye.